Hello to everyone and welcome to Energy Capital News. I'm Slettehaugh and today I'm very pleased to talk with Bob Slettehaugh, Manager of Carbon Capture with Kiewit Corporation. Bob will talk with us about the potential of carbon capture technologies and the importance of partnerships between EPC companies and technology providers to increase CCUS projects' feasibility. Since the concept of CCUS technologies is not new, why do you think it had not received a wider appeal by companies or organizations until recently?
It's really just basic economics that the drivers weren't there in the past, and recently, this last year or so, we're really seeing an alignment from government and policies to corporate governance and investment requirements as well. So we're seeing a lot of things come together. And the other part, in some instances, was the storage piece wasn't as well developed, and in terms of just permanent geological sequestration, and there's been a lot of advancements in that in terms of Class 6 wells and permitting and other things as well.
And from Kiewit's experience, Bob, what's the importance of partnerships between engineering, procurement, and construction companies and technology providers to increase CCUS projects' feasibility?
We found that the projects with the most success have been where we've been involved early, and it's been getting full alignment between us and the technology provider and the owner, and we understand the requirements for the financing and others, and we've got time to optimize pricing, schedule, and really look at it from a constructability point of view, beginning with the end in mind.
And in this regard, Bob, could you tell us more about Kiewit's Petronova carbon capture project at Thompson, Texas?
It was an award-winning project, including Power Magazine's 2017 Plant of the Year. We used, it had MHI's amine-based post-combustion carbon capture. It's the largest post-combustion capture plant in the world, about 240 megawatts equivalent, with a rating of about 4,700 metric tons per day of carbon capture. It was completed on time and very safely. So project we're really proud of.
And from your experience, under what circumstances can a CCUS project can be successfully completed?
We're seeing more of a price on carbon. A lot of things right now that work towards a project's favor in the U.S. could be 45Q, the low carbon fuel standards, if that's an ability to play into that, cap and trade. EOR and utilization are starting to play into that a little bit, and then even some companies' own internal carbon pricing. Some companies are setting a price on carbon, $100 a ton, $200 a ton. We're seeing, the government of Canada looking at carbon pricing, both with a carbon tax and another with a fuel standard as well. So as long as you get that financial incentive aligned, then projects can really take off.
Thus far, what are the main applications that CCUS technologies have for companies?
Historically, we saw it mostly in the power industry and mostly on coal-fired power plants. And in the last year, 6 months, we really are looking everywhere. We're talking still with the power industry, some on coal, a lot of natural gas, biomass as well. But then, ethanol, hydrogen, natural gas processing, cement, steel, LNG, other hard to abate areas as well. So we're really seeing it in almost any industry that you can imagine.
What kind of research could be needed to find a wider variety of applications for CCUS technologies from your perspective?
On the research side, I think the U.S. Department of Energy has done a really great job over the last 20 plus years, really putting money into it to develop the basic technologies and research and some demonstration projects, and they continue to do that. So they're expanding into the other markets, industrial sources, things like that. They've also spent a lot of time on the storage side. So I think there's been a pretty good amount of money on the research side, and we're seeing in this last year or so a real resurgence in some investments on some of these new technologies as well. So it seems like there's a lot of opportunities there right now. And it's a matter of getting some of these further demonstrated and really proven out.
Well, Bob, thank you very much for sharing these insights with us. I don't know, would you like to add something else regarding maybe Kiewit's experience regarding carbon capture technologies, or anything you want to share with our audience?
Kiewit's been in the carbon capture for a long time with the Petronova projects, and we've got 6 to 10 projects going on now, mostly in the pre-feed, but across all range of industries. So we would love to talk to anybody, whether it be technology providers, companies looking to investigate, or even investors about potential opportunities.